Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here today with Bonnie Julius. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Hank.
And Barbie Porter.
Hello.
And we're going to talk a little bit about a new group that's in Frazee called the Frazee Go-Getters. What's happening with the Go-Getters, Bonnie?
Well, we've had several meetings so far, and we have a few projects in mind. Of course, one of them, Barbie, will talk about the sled dog race. I guess our phrase for our group is encouraging unity in our community. We don't go out and do it. I mean, I said you can't really picture myself and someone else out building things, but what we want to do is to take an organization that would like to do some kind of project and team them with another group, and that together we can accomplish some great things in Frazee, some beautification, beautiful things.
And so when do you meet?
We meet the first and third Thursday, Tuesdays at the Frazee Link site at 5 o'clock.
All right. And then Barbie, so sled dog.
Yes, there's lots of events coming up on February 22nd.
Yeah, it looks pretty good here. We got quite a list here.
Yeah, the Cub Scouts, the Frazee Cub Scouts are taking over a sled contest. And basically people are going to be able to come with homemade sleds that they make, and there's going to be different categories for that, which is fun. And then we got a craft show going on, which I'm sure there's going to be plenty of vendors for that. And then there's a basketball tournament at the school with 44 teams and an expected 400 people. So that's going to be fun. If you like sports, that's the place to be. And then we also are going to have an art crawl, which is going to have different artists featured at downtown businesses. And then you're going to get a map, and then people can walk around and look at the different art and then vote on their favorite one for the Cabin Fever Artist of the Year Award. And then we're also going to have, if you have a dog, you can bring him in at the event center here. We're going to have a sled set up, and the owners can pose like as mushers and get in a little musher uniform and have their dog kind of by the sled. And that's going to be a fundraiser for the Frazee Sled Dog Club. And it's going to be, I can't remember the prices, but it's going to be reasonable. And then we're also going to end the night with a variety show and a soup cook-off, or noodle cook-off. We don't know for sure if it's going to be soup or just all noodles or what the deal is yet, but we're finding that out.
Well, this sounds like it's going to be a lot of interesting things going on, a lot of people in town, and, of course, the sled dog race also besides.
Yes, can't forget that. That's the biggest event.
And then there's different businesses that will be sponsoring the mushers and the sled dog race, and there'll be, I believe, paw prints up in the windows, or?
Yep, there's already some up there, just kind of letting people know that the event is coming, and there's going to be specials going on with the local businesses as well, and definitely need to stop in and check it out. There's a lot going on.
So show up for February 22nd in Frazee and come and enjoy what small towns have to offer. And with that, we'll be right back with another segment of Spotlight on Frazee. Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here today with Dave Troutman, Community Ed Director. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Hank. Glad to have you back.
Yeah. So we got some exciting things coming up here, and they start the same day as Sled Dog. We've got Community Ed class, Going Green, Make and Take. What's that all about?
Okay, our instructors there are Jerry Ann Burton and Becky Allschmidt, and what it is, my understanding is that they will produce perfumes, hand soaps, hand sanitizers, different things that people will use day to day, and you'll get the opportunity to come in, make your own, and take them home with you.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Well, it should be, and in fact, I think there's one session on the 22nd and another one that will follow up on the 3rd. There are two separate sessions, so there's an opportunity or 2 different days for people to register and take part in that class.
All right. And then also I see you have South Slavery, Civil War, and Abraham Lincoln coming up there on the 24th. And Steve Carlson's your facilitator. And so we're going to go back to the Civil War.
We are. And Steve does an excellent job, as we all know. And I think the best thing to do merit to this would be me to read what he wrote in terms of the class itself. There are 2 sessions. One is on the 24th. That's the first session. And this is a 2-part session. The second one is on March 3rd. Both of those are Mondays. But anyway, session 1, presentation will take a look at a very distinct portion of the United States, the South. Steve will examine the myths and misconceptions surrounding the peculiar institution of slavery. Finally, how the Southern way of life and slavery led to the Civil War will be looked at. So that'll be in his first session. His second session will examine how scholarship has changed over the years as to the cause of the Civil War. Secondly, that the defeat of the South was not inevitable, and if circumstances had occurred differently, the South may have triumphed. Finally, a closer look at the personality, vision, and political savviness of Abraham Lincoln. So he's got that pretty well covered in terms of different ways that things could have happened.
Okay, and I know the thing you really wanted to talk about here was cons and scams coming up.
Right, and that's something that we're having on the 25th. I believe it's a 6:30 to 8. I've worked with different groups, but kind of narrowed down in talking with Todd Glander, a sergeant at the deputy sergeant at Becker County, and he's come in and we've talked about this, and he has an interest in prevention, and we're real excited about this because this is a kind of an informational forum in which it's no charge. It's free. We're presenting it, and they're going to come in. He's going to bring in an investigator this time, and they're going to really allow the audience to determine where it goes and what we're going to discuss. So it should be a really good piece for our communities.
And that's a free session, too.
That's a free session. And even though it is, we'd sure like to have people register because it helps us in terms of coordinating what we need to do to help facilitate that particular evening.
And you can get a hold of Frazee Community Ed at the office at 218-334-3183, option 3, or www.frazee.k12.mn.us. Also on Facebook. And with that, we'll catch you next week on Spotlight on Frazee.